Lamar gets a lot of hate. He does. Like, an unusual amount of hate, I would say. After reading this report, to me, it was very clear Lamar is held to an unfair standard in comparison to his counterparts. This news station, this reporter is claiming he's sleeping in team meetings. He's up late playing video games. I don't even know how they would know that if they didn't speak directly with someone inside the building. But even then, John Harbaugh came out and denied everything. Lamar Jackson was on MVP pace. Lamar was on an MVP pace for the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. And then injuries derailed his year. So to have an average season after the injuries, why are we making it out to be this huge thing of like, all right, Lamar's done? People have legitimately told me Lamar has faded. His athleticism is gone, and he's not the same QB. He's played a handful of average to slightly below average games this year. I will admit he hasn't looked the same. But for us to not chalk that up to just injuries is ridiculous. Because we make excuses for Burrow and Herbert and Allen and Mahomes. Why is it any different for Lamar? Prior to his injury, he dealt with terrible protection, a terrible defense, and he's never had a number one receiver in his entire career. All he really has is Derrick Henry and 2 tight ends who have gone pretty much non-existent this back half of the year. I believe the relationship with Harbaugh might be broken. That's a fair assumption. I'm not the huge Harbaugh fan. I'm not this big guy that's supporting Harbaugh. I could believe a report like that. For there to be reports on Lamar sleeping in team meetings, I just don't buy it. It just sounds like horse shit to me. And it's kind of ridiculous that these media talking heads are running with the story. It's ridiculous that these analysts are running with this report and actually suggesting that Lamar is either washed or should be traded. It's bullshit. He's still a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Now, I will say, when his athleticism does eventually fade, it'll be a little bit of a concern because I don't know how his arm will operate without the threat of his legs, the threat of the speed around the edge. It'll be a different game for him. I don't know how sustainable his success will be after that point, but he is not there yet. It's very clear that the second he was injured, he comes back, and he's just not the same player this year. That is reasonable. That is understandable. He also put on an MVP performance. He put up phenomenal numbers before he was injured. Like, he is not faded as a player. Matter of fact, let me just pull them up here before we talk about this game. His passer ratings before he got injured: 144 against the Bills, 128 against Cleveland, 148 against Detroit, 86 against the Chiefs. And he comes back and throws 143. All of these passer ratings against the Dolphins in his first game back. He threw 1, 2, 6, 9, 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. 10 TDs to 1 interception with an average passer rating well above 100. with almost 1,000 yards passing before he got injured. And people are telling me he's washed. Chalk it up to the injuries, man. Yeah, and I'm not buying the reports. It's BS.